Hi guys, welcome back to GB Reactions. My name is Gail. This is my channel, and it's good to be back doing some reactions. It is early in the week, and I've just finished work, so I've just got home, and it's getting really, really cold actually outside. I wouldn't be surprised if we get something close to snow this week, which is kind of crazy because we're still in November, but anything's possible. I remember the days when I was a kid when it would snow and it would be freezing cold this time of year. But alas, things have changed over recent years. Something I'm not that upset about because it does save on heating costs. Um, what you don't want is like a 5 month winter with snow and ice and freezing and stuff because basically we'll all freeze to death because none of us can afford to warm our homes. Anyway, it's good to be doing some reactions and just want to thank everybody for subscribing, commenting, just generally being here, donating to Buy Me a Coffee, and via Buy Me a Coffee you can um, suggest music to listen to, which I will listen to, and it just shows an appreciation for my reactions if you enjoy my reactions. Um, okay, so I'm going to jump into this one. This is really interesting. It's a track by a guy called Labi Siffre. Hope I pronounced his name right. Now, I remember back in about 86, there was a track, it might have been 87 actually. There was a track called Something Inside So Strong, and I think it was relating to maybe Nelson Mandela. I can't think exactly, but it was a lovely track and he had a lovely voice. So I thought it'd be great to actually listen to another track of him. And somebody suggested this to me, and I know why they suggested this to me. So the track I'm going to listen to is called Cannock Chase, and it's taken from the album Crying, Laughing, Loving, Lying from 1972. And it's track 2 on the album. But Cannock Chase is very, very dear to my heart as I do have a paranormal channel and we spend a lot of time investigating Cannock Chase, but it is also a beautiful place to just go for a day out on a summer's day, spring day. I've walked up and down the little hills there in around about this time of year actually thinking about it, and it's still quite nice. It's really really cool. So I was really really surprised to see that he was singing about Cannock Chase, and I think it is actually about the Cannock Chase, the one that I know. So, without further ado, this is Labi Siffre, Cannock Chase. There's a lot of instrumentalists, a lot of session musicians on this album, and indeed Labi Siffre plays an awful lot of instruments himself. So, I won't go through all the lineup and that. So this is Labi Siffre, Cannock Chase. It's a beautiful guitar.
Sitting in the back seat of my car with my arms around my guitar, and the rain falls from the roof of the world. Nothing around, just the trees and the ground. There's a bird in a tree singing his song just for me, just for me. Down for oh so long, seemed like my soul was dead and gone, but it's all right, I'm back in the fight. I thought my day would never come, maybe it won't.
absolutely love the pace of this. I love his voice, and the guitar is just so delightful. It's like it's hard to describe. It's so crisp and but very gentle at the same time. I just can't believe that he kind of took inspiration for a song like this from something like Cannock Chase. Cannock Chase is beautiful, but I've never really kind of seen it in those in that light. I mean, I have seen it in when it's absolutely like gorgeous up there, but um, I think sometimes it's the mundane moments that like he's sitting in the car. When you say sitting in the car, the rain falls from the roof of the world. And that would probably be quite accurate, obviously, for someone like Cannock Chase. It does, you know, it's England, it rains. But yeah, it's just really, really lovely song, and I didn't really expect it to go like this because I still had in my mind that something inside so strong. So just it's like it's almost acoustic, isn't it? I'm not sure what other instruments. I haven't really listened too hard. It just his voice has just taken my breath away. It's a really incredible voice, and this is the only second song I've ever heard.
I don't know just where I am. I'm a nowhere man, I'm a desperate dam. But I'll find out. Maybe if I shout, give me your hand, I'll give you my mind. It's a fair exchange if you're deaf, dumb, and blind. And we've sold out. Well, that's what it's all about. La-da-da-da-da-da.
That was delightful. I mean, it didn't actually mention Cannock Chase in the song, but clearly there was inspiration drawn from being in the area, and I can imagine that just sitting in a car, maybe pulling up in a lay-by of a tall Scots pines either side. It would be quite. I don't know. It takes you away from stuff, and because Cannock Chase there's no bears or wolves, or at least we think there isn't. Um, or dangerous animals, you can sort of really, really relax. And there's parts of America and stuff where you wouldn't be able to do that, and you'd probably get dragged off by a mountain lion or something. So yeah, English woods and forests do have that advantage, but this song really doesn't mention Can't Chase, so it is really wonderful. I think it's about finding peace of mind. I think it's about having a perspective and a different perspective on life and situations. I'm just gonna go for the lyrics. By the way, I said it felt acoustic. It wasn't. There's lots of stuff going on. I could hear the percussion. Could hear like a little bass somewhere in that. Um, it was really really nice. But it was incidental to his voice, I feel, and a guitar. They really really stood out. So sitting in the back seat of my car with my arms around my guitar, and the rain falls from the roof of the world, nothing around, just the trees and the ground. Yeah, that's the Cannock Chase. There's a bird in a tree singing a song just for me, just for me. I've been down for oh so long, it seemed like my soul was dead and gone. But it's all right. I'm back in the light, in the fight. I thought my day would never come. Maybe it won't, but I'll have fun and I'll hold tight because that's the way it might. Oh, I don't know. I'll be down again. I know I'll be down again, my old friend. His friendship never ends. The blues is always the same. The blues is always the same. Well, I don't know just where I am. I'm a nowhere man. I'm a desperate Dan. But I'll find out maybe if I shout. Give me your hand. I'll give you my mind. It's a fair exchange if you're deaf, dumb, and blind. So yeah, it kind of felt a little bit sort of cynical to me, like uh, he was aiming that at, mate. I don't know. I always feel that sometimes there's a little line that maybe, uh, takes a shot at the music business. So it's a fair exchange if you're deaf, dumb, and blind, and we're sold out. Well, that's what it's all about. So I mean, I'm assuming that we're talking about sold out. And it could be like a double-edged thing, meaning that we're sold out, as in, the gig is sold out, and or it could mean that we've actually sold out. You know, compromising. But the sound of his song doesn't feel like any kind of compromising at all. It's really really wonderful, very light, very airy, and I just kind of like it feels like he must have really kind of connected with the essence that people that have been on Canada Chase have felt, or even just sitting in a car, you can really kind of feel the strength of the nature around you. It's a very strange place to go, not just from a paranormal perspective, but it kind of feels it's very spiritual. There's a Iron Age um, place there called it's an old Iron Age fort called Castle Ring, and it does feel very dark, very deep and ancient. So yeah, it's not no wonder that you could actually sit in a car and draw inspiration from a place like this. And yeah, and without the dangers that come with wild animals and stuff. But it was just because it started off. I can't remember if it started off slow or not. So let's just have a quick listen. No, it's a sort of the same pace, but
Sitting in the back seat of my car with my arms around my guitar, and the rain
love that guitar.
from the roof of the world.
I'll pick out what that instrument is though.
I've been down for
The thing I get with like the pace of his song is it kind of tells me that inspiration. It's like when you get those ideas that suddenly start flowing. It kind of feels like it's he's gone there feeling a little bit down in himself, and he just spent a little bit of time quiet just with his guitar, and he's just observing what's going on around him. And it's just very peaceful. And the mind starts to kind of click things into place. Then I've had that myself, where somewhere very peaceful, and you start to get a lot of ideas about other stuff, and this is the pace of his song. Kind of feels like he's lost himself and he found himself again. At this moment, he's had a moment. Maybe it's a spiritual moment, and he's kind of thought, yeah, I've got some, I've got it going on. I've got ideas. And it feels like that's the pace of a song that is drawing inspiration for new stuff and new beginnings and that. Um, yeah, really nice song. I did have a quick look at the comments before I jumped on this, and they were just very complimentary about his style of singing and stuff. And this was 1972, so it was quite a long time ago. I think maybe he's first album was 1970, but for all I know, he may have been going for like a decade before that, and that he just kind of started going solo or something. I don't know too much about Labi Siffre. I don't know his background, whether he was with other bands. So, if any of you guys have got any info on this wonderful artist, then please let me know. And if there's a group that he maybe formed with prior to being is on his solo um, career, then I would love to know because it's really really interesting. He's very talented guitarist, anyways, by the sounds of it. So anyway, folks, take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week.